Welcome back to our channel. I cannot believe they did that. I am typing this up late at night after watching the latest episodes for the week of June 15th through the 19th, and my mind is completely blown. I mean, are we seriously doing this right now? I just finished watching the latest episode, and I desperately need to get this out of my system before I explode. We waited years for Lexie Carver to come back from the dead, and this is how they treat her. I'm sorry, but I have to vent to you guys, because nobody else understands this level of frustration. I am so emotionally invested in Abe and Lexie, and seeing this unfold is making me want to throw my remote at the television. So, let's talk about the Juneteenth celebration. It is supposed to be this beautiful, poignant holiday, a time for family, reflection, and community in Salem. And honestly, I was so here for it. The square was decorated beautifully, the community was coming together, and it should have been a moment of triumph for Abe, the former mayor, to stand there with his resurrected wife. The historical significance, it was all perfectly set up. But no, the writers just had to use this beautiful celebration as the backdrop for the most awkward, painful realization in the history of daytime television. Lexie Carver, who literally just crawled out of a Demera resurrection pod after being presumed dead from a brain tumor since 2012, realizes that this very day is Abe and Paulina's wedding anniversary. And I am screaming. Can we talk about the sheer cruelty of this? It is like the writers sat in a room and asked themselves, how can we make Lexie's return as painful as possible? Imagine being Lexie Carver for a second. You wake up, you find your husband of decades, the absolute love of your life, Abe Carver. You think you're going to pick up the pieces of your epic romance and rebuild your family. But wait, he is married to someone else now. And not just anyone, but the larger-than-life Paulina Price. And as if that isn't enough of a bitter pill to swallow, Lexie has to stand there during a community holiday and put the pieces together that it is their anniversary. The exact moment she realizes it, the look on Nikki Crawford's face. She is acting down, you guys. Nikki Crawford has stepped into this legacy role, and she is absolutely owning it. The subtle heartbreak, the confusion, the betrayal flashing across her eyes, the way her voice cracked, the way she held her posture, it was everything Lexie Carver used to be and more. I mean, it is brilliant acting, but as a fan who has been watching since the classic days, it physically hurts to watch. Am I the only one who had to look away from the screen because the secondhand embarrassment and heartbreak were just too much? And let's talk about Abe Carver for a second. I love James Reynolds, I really do. The man is a daytime legend and a pillar of Salem. But Abe is being so clueless right now. How do you not manage this situation better? You have your resurrected wife standing right there, trying to figure out where she fits in this new world, and you are caught in the middle of celebrating an anniversary with your current wife. Paulina looked like a deer in headlights, but you also know she isn't going to just give up her man without a fight. She loves Abe, and honestly, she has been a good wife to him, but the timing is just atrocious. I know Abe is torn. I know he loves Paulina and the life they built when he thought Lexie was gone forever. But come on, Abe. Lexie is the mother of your son. Lexie is a Demera who defied death to come back to you. You need to protect her heart right now. Sometimes I just want to shake him and remind him of everything they survived together. Now, I know some people are loving this Paulina and Abe dynamic, but personally, I am losing my patience with Paulina. Jaque Harry is an absolute queen, obviously, but Paulina's character is just doing way too much right now. She said she was going to step aside and let Abe and Lexie figure things out. She even moved out, but is she really stepping aside? Because having your anniversary pop up and cast a massive shadow over Lexie's return doesn't feel like stepping aside at all. It feels like a territorial marking, and Paulina is just so overwhelming. Lexie is already weak, she is disoriented, and she is dealing with the trauma of missing years of Theo's life. Throwing an Abe and Paulina anniversary in her face is just cruel and unnecessary. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's look at what else Paulina is doing this week, because it perfectly explains why I am so frustrated with her character lately. While this whole anniversary drama is happening, Paulina is literally bullying Chanel and Johnny about Chanel's breast cancer treatment. Chanel is pregnant and terrified of what radiation will do to her unborn baby. So what does Paulina do? She decides to push Chanel to use EJ's untested Versavix miracle drug. Are you kidding me? Because radiation equals bad, but untested Demera mad science equals good? Paulina thinks so. She is so desperate to control everything that she is willing to risk her daughter's life on a drug that just brought someone back from the dead with massive side effects. This is exactly why I can't fully root for Paulina in the Abe Triangle. She steamrolls everyone. She steamrolls Chanel, she steamrolls Johnny, and now she is implicitly steamrolling Lexie. Okay, back to the point. Because the real tragedy here isn't just a messy love triangle or an awkward anniversary. It is the fact that Lexie might be dying again. Am I the only one who is panicking about Dr. Rolf's lab rat dying? Rolf explicitly said the Versavix serum is failing and causes lethal side effects. Lexie is having severe headaches. She is experiencing symptoms. She is literally on borrowed time. EJ is panicking, Rolf is panicking, and Lexie is agreeing to take even more experimental, dangerous serums just to stay alive. And while she is fighting for her literal life, she has to deal with the emotional gut punch of Abe and Paulina's anniversary. It is too much. Give the woman a break. And what about Theo in all of this? My heart bleeds for Theo Carver. He knows that his mother's cure might be failing. He knows she might die again. He is carrying this massive, devastating secret, and he has to stand there at a Juneteenth celebration and watch his dad navigate an anniversary with Paulina while his mother is secretly battling for her life. Theo's already been through enough trauma to last a lifetime, and now the writers are just piling it on. He vented to Marlena, but that doesn't fix the reality of the situation. It is just so incredibly dark and twisted. Remember when they tried this kind of storyline with Marlena, Roman, and John? Yeah, didn't work then either. When Roman came back from the dead and Marlena was deeply in love with John, it was agonizing to watch. But at least John and Roman eventually developed this mutual respect thing. Paulina and Lexie. Lexie has already read all the scandalous things about Paulina online. She knows Paulina's history. Lexie is Stefano Demera's daughter. She is not going to just roll over and play dead again. But the fact that her body is failing her while her heart is breaking is just classic devastating DOOL drama. I've been watching for years, and this is honestly one of the most stressful storylines they've ever done. So what is going to happen next? I predict that this anniversary awkwardness is going to push Lexie over the edge. She is going to realize that Abe's life has moved on in a way she can't easily erase. And with her health failing, she might actually try to push Abe back to Paulina to spare him the pain of watching her die a second time. And I am dreading it. I don't want Lexie to be the martyr. I want her to fight for her, man. I want EJ to actually fix this stupid serum so his sister can live a full, happy life with her husband and son. Is that too much to ask from a soap opera? Probably, because writers love our tears, and they love making us suffer alongside these characters. I just needed to get this out of my system. Watching Lexie realize it was their anniversary on Juneteenth of all days was a masterclass in emotional torture. I am half celebrating that we even have Lexie back on our screens, and half complaining because they are putting her through absolute hell. I know you guys feel me on this. We invest so much of our hearts into these characters, and seeing them in this kind of pain is just exhausting. If Abe doesn't step up and make Lexie feel like the queen she is, I am going to write a strongly worded letter to Peacock myself. Let me know if you guys are as worked up about this as I am, because I am definitely going to be losing sleep over Lexie Carver's fate tonight.